The Consumption presents Punwatch, the competitive pun-based quiz game.
Episode 501, Sleepless Nights.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Punwatch in person again.
Yay!
In the flesh.
I'm here in the room with you people.
I can reach out and touch everybody again.
Reunited, and I resent wearing pants.
I haven't for a year now.
That is commendable.
Let's be clear, he was wearing shorts. You weren't just not wearing anything.
Well, some of the time I was.
Who knows what filthy business Alex does?
I have had to, since we've gone back to face-to-face teaching, I have had to wear closed-toe shoes, and I'm not happy about that.
You can't wear thongs at work? Or sandals?
There's like this kind of loose little maybe week at the end of the year where everybody's clearly winding down and none of the kids care, where you can get away with thongs, but it's frowned upon.
Okay.
I reckon Alex is about 3 to 4 months away from being part of a Barefoot is Legal Facebook group.
Ooh. Is that a thing? Can you... Wait.
Yeah, it's a thing people care about.
Wait, where can't you go barefoot? Am I already this guy? I go to the supermarket barefoot quite often.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
great.
Is that not allowed?
It's a subset of people who need something to complain about, and so they complain whenever they're asked to wear shoes in a public place.
Right, I
And
see.
so they're like, you're allowed to go barefoot. I don't know what the big deal is.
Oh, their claim is not, it's not an aspirational claim.
Yeah.
It's informative. They're saying barefoot is legal.
It is legal.
It's a
Motherfucker.
protest. It's a protest group,
I
in a
see.
sense.
Yeah, it's an enforcement of their rights to be barefoot wherever they
Oh,
please.
they're like sovereign citizens.
Yeah.
But for shoes.
I feel like the Venn diagram of barefoot is legal people and sovereign citizens is pretty close.
Right, okay. Maybe I should be one of these dudes.
No, Alex, no.
It's as good a reason as any to leave a country.
I mean, I've got a pretty good,
Yeah, well,
I've got a whole lot to complain about.
if you need a cause, stick with that one.
As much as most of, COVID and the lockdown and everything was bad, among the handful of things it was good for, laughing at sovereign citizens was pretty good.
Yeah, I'm right up there.
Yeah.
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 The worst was like 3 days later, you get all the scolds being like, oh, this is she's just a symptom of like the system and like we shouldn't like make fun of these people. Like, what have we got left if we're not going to make fun of idiots on the internet?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like something I've been seeing in real life is, and it's always young men who are doing this, young men who wear their masks not on their face, not even in their pocket, but around their bicep.
Just like a weird scarf.
Yeah, like a memorial armband at a footy game. There's no like reasoning with that. That's not like, oh, maybe they're just ignorant or maybe they're mistaken. That's just like bold-faced fuckheadery.
Are they making the point that their bicep is roughly the circumference of a head?
Because that's a good brag. That's
Yeah.
worth making if you've got your arms that jacked.
It's not even like it's like you could easily imagine some sort of like switcheroo where you like slap your arm up to your face and suddenly it's on your ears.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless you were real
If
good.
they're an amazing magic trick, then I'm back on board with them. Well
Masks
done to them.
masks should be more like those slap bands that you had in the 90s.
Oh,
I've been waiting for them to come back.
Why?
Well, just 'cause it's like a yo-yo. It
he's
can come
got
back.
thousands of them. He invested. It was a real disaster. I see you down there at the schools every day. Hey, kids, you know what's real cool? Please, I'm really in the hole here.
Just opening up my trench coat and it's all just slap bands.
Slap bands. One day you're going to fall over on that thing and just bounce off into the sky.
Just all these kids looking at my trench going, who's aggro? We are actually playing Punwatch though. So let's, it's the pun quiz game. I've realized that like at some point I just stopped explaining the rules or even what
Did
the
you?
game was. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I feel like I should probably like at least make a little effort for anyone who might be just jumping on now.
sure. If this is your first episode, welcome aboard.
Yeah.
Hello.
Here's the rules. I don't remember them.
Basically, I gave these guys just the text from a news story that had a pun headline. These guys have gone away and written a bunch of pun headlines, and they're competing to see who can have the most puns and who might have got the pun right. We do 3 rounds. 2 of them have stories that did have a pun. The round in the middle has a story that didn't have a pun, and they have to submit the best one.
Succinct explanation.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it sounds simple, but there's so much more to it.
You'll see as we go along.
Yeah.
Well, I think people always assume that they either assume that we get a huge amount of time to write them or that we do them on the fly.
And neither is true. And even if when we are given a large amount of time, I tend to do them about 45 minutes before.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that if I had to do all of them on the fly, they would be so much worse than they already are.
Well, we usually hit that stage at the end of every round anyway, so you get an idea of what that would sound like. So, story number 1 from Ad Age, the advertising newspaper. It's very wanky paper.
Cherry's new go-to. The Metro close-up shop.
No, the Metro's still there. I just
good.
I just can't go to the Metro every single time because like you don't. How often do you want to do stories about the Royals?
Almost never.
Yeah, exactly. A Chicago area woman says Folgers, a coffee brand, is not putting enough coffee in her cup, and she's taking a consumer fraud complaint to federal court. In a lawsuit, Ellen Moser says the well-known beverage brands grossly exaggerated the number of cups its product could make. Consumers have been overpaying for Folgers coffee, according to the complaint, believing they could get more servings of the product than is realistic. That violates the Illinois Consumer Fraud and Deceptive Trade Practices Acts, she says in the suit.
I am unclear on what this thing is.
Well, it's like instant coffee. But the idea is that it says you can get like 500 cups from this one jar.
Oh,
Doesn't
I
that
see.
imply how many spoonfuls of coffee you put in?
Yeah, but the thing is, they've been fibbing it, so to actually get that amount of coffee out of it, you would have to be having incredibly weak coffee.
Also, can I share a not at all fun fact?
Please.
Great.
That's what we're here for.
I think you're incapable of not. So go on.
Oh, Abigail Folger. She's like the heiress to the Folgers fortune.
Right.
Folgers?
I think it's Folgers.
Folgers?
Oh, my bad.
Okay, hang on, I'll do it
I'm going to
again.
use both forms.
Yeah. Whatever the pun needs.
Yeah.
She was one of the people that was murdered by Charles Manson and his followers the same night that Sharon Tate was murdered.
Right. That is not fun.
Yeah, it's not fun, but it's interesting.
It is interesting.
I guess she's not the heir anymore.
No.
Yeah.
No, I used the present tense so you didn't guess what was coming.
Pro move.
Okay, who would like to kick this round off?
Customer has grounds for case.
Straight away.
Oh, thank
Yeah, that
God.
was pretty high up on my list as well.
I think I probably did have that, but damn it.
Not enough grounds for a lawsuit.
Yeah.
Mine works on more levels than yours, but congrats on getting in early.
Did Folgers fudge? The allegation is grounds for this lawsuit. So, yeah, that's the pun off the board. Lisa on 3 points.
Instant coffee in hot water.
Folgery and deception.
Trouble is brewing.
The best part of waking up is frivolous lawsuits.
Courts regulating America's businesses to death. A cup of Joe Stalin.
That's a real long bow.
Starting in early with those, Alex. I had a really good pun for this story, but I forgot to write it down.
That's also a really long bow. Like, would that have been the headline?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, see, I had a similar. When asked why coffee jars weren't filled to requirements, Folgers employee responds, I forgot to.
Ah.
Key documents missing from evidence. Defense lawyer says, I forgot, okay?
Okay, so we all did that.
Confusion abounds when Folgers hire baristas to defend their case.
Ah, yeah.
How did I miss that?
Not cool, Beans.
Coffee case spills tea.
There's a smucker born every minute.
Coffee containers treat customers like mugs.
This Beans War.
Jesus.
No doubt the client is getting roasted for this decision.
Lawsuit allows customers to express opinion.
Caffeines.
Oh, fiends. Okay,
Okay.
yeah, sure.
Lawsuit probably won't amount to a hill of beans.
I love that expression.
Yeah, it's
A
good.
hail of beans.
Killer beans.
Yeah.
Despite bold claims, coffee company swears they've remained grounded.
Plaintiff's hopes dashed. These big companies know how to make it a grind.
Back to the grind for coffee company.
She'll get her money's worth by any beans necessary.
Plaintiff demands instant gratification.
Folgers might need a Robusta case.
Oh, yes, that's a type of coffee?
Sure.
Coffee lawsuit could be trouble brewing.
Judge invites Ellen to Moser on down to the witness town.
Coffee company could be in a latte trouble.
Yes.
Oh, damn
of
it, my
course.
next one. Coffee packaging leaves a latte be desired.
Great minds.
Bitter notes. Legal correspondence hints at salty undertone.
Moser flicks the bean.
Is that? Oh, yeah, you gave it the flick.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep, okay. Folgers accused of lying but refused to cup to it.
Folgers found out. Company Espresso's profound regret.
Wonder if they reported about this story in the French press.
Oh, nice.
Thank you at Silence Wedge for that one.
Legal trouble sees coffee makers kept up all night.
Moser vows to fight on as legal fees mount. Local printer charges percolating.
The kind of story that makes you go, only an Americano.
Oh, God.
Coffee slammed in brutal lawsuit.
Chock full docket as vexatious litigant makes courtroom mockery.
Folgers tries to apologize, but Moses said, "Bit cafe au late for that."
Cafe au late.
Yeah.
Coffee enthusiast makes depressing discovery.
Moses says she's been short on black.
Folgers has said, "Hit us with your best shot."
Plaintiff's claim seems clear, but coffee company seeks to muddy the waters.
Her cup runneth under.
It's not a big deal in the grande scheme of things.
Coffee company makes a mockery of the law.
Folgers accused of Chicago Bull.
Chicago Bull.
Chicago Bulls?
Oh,
famous
right.
basketball team
Okay, yes, yeah.
from the city of Chicago.
What's
Like this story.
is that? It's just it's Chicago.
And bullshit.
Oh, bullshit. Yep. Okay, I'm with you. I wasn't sure how it connected to basketball.
Folgers' lawyers told to rise and grind.
Okay.
Plaintiff has a claim, but now she's just milking it.
Folgers promises robuster defense as Starbucks file Arabicus brief.
What?
An amicus brief is where like somebody who's not a party to the case puts in like a letter of support to one side.
It's really good. I was trying to think of one for Arabica and I spent ages and I couldn't think of anything. It's because I don't know anything about the law. Maybe Moser just needed to venti.
Yes.
Folgers to be roasted, cold pressed for answers. He can't spill the beans.
Folgers execs pose for mugshot.
Nice.
My last one's not very good.
Well, that tends to be how it goes.
Yep. Folgers' lawyers told to Google defense strategies ended up with JavaScript.
It's not bad.
Consumers expected to be frappy with the results.
Folgers caught up in brouhaha.
Oh, that's good. Nah, I'm out.
You're out? Okay, this is out.
Case headed to many sip court.
Moser to finally emerge victorious after Lungo Forte battle.
After this court case, she'll have earned her coffee. Coffee earn.
Folgers deny wrongdoing, but Chicagoans feeling ill, annoyed.
Plaintiff has exact measurements on coffee ingredients. A real creamer Nazi.
Counsel needs coffee for his morning motions.
Coffee manufacturer taken to court, expected to get creamed.
Yes.
Okay. Folgers wheel out the big guns, hire White Sox law firm.
What?
So the White Sox are a Chicago baseball team,
Okay.
and a white shoe law firm is like a fancy law firm.
Okay. Thank you.
They say there's always been more, but they never have been.
Ole ole, coffee lover feeling hot, hot, hot under the collar.
Hot coffee lawsuit receives lukewarm reception.
I think it's my last one, damn. Case lose bitter taste for outgoing Folgers CEO. Retirement dinner turns into a dark roast.
Rich bold accusations lead to strong heated debate.
Yes.
Consumer complaints all froth and no substance. Oh wait, we already had the correct. There's no other pun to go for here, is there?
No, there isn't.
Yeah, then don't worry about the rest. They're not that good.
Well, you've got the point for most number of puns at least.
Yeah, it did.
Putting you on 3 points level with Lisa.
Dun dun dun.
By the way, Lisa, if you want him to calm down or at least stop moving, if you scratch right at the base of his tail,
Butt scratch?
yeah, he really enjoys that and can't decide if he wants to keep fighting you or just accept those scratches.
Okay.
So he kind of just stands there going, "Ugh."
What I want you to do is leave this audio in because we haven't established there's a dog here. So it sort of sounds like you're just talking about one of the guys.
Yeah, Alex keeps peeking.
So before we go on to the quality round, let's do puns from around the world.
Ooh, forgot about this.
Hey, I'm punning here.
So we'll start in New Zealand. Hamish sent us in a pun that he thought we might have been able to use for a round, but to be honest, it's a bit too much of a New Zealand deep cut. So Graham Hart is a New Zealand multimillionaire who's often at the top of the New Zealand rich list.
Okay.
This year, he's been pipped by Peter Thiel.
Oh, yeah?
So total eclipse of the heart.
Very good.
Definitely a locally sourced pun.
Yes. I try to get all my puns locally sourced now. It's better than the environment. In video games, there's a new Assassin's Creed game coming out. This one's set in Nordic Viking times called Assassin's Creed Valhalla. The review headline, cloudy with a chance of mead halls.
Okay, I quite like that.
Yeah, very good. Yeah.
That's fun.
It's fun, but like, what is the connection to cloudy with a chance of meatballs?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. In what way is it cloudy as well?
You're in Scandinavia. It's a foggy area.
You live in the clouds? Is Valhalla in the clouds? I don't know.
Probably in yeah, sure.
Also, isn't that whole period of Nordic mythology a lot earlier than the Middle Ages, when meat halls were more likely to be a thing?
I have no idea.
All right. Jeez.
We're just trying to have fun here, Lise.
Oh, Buzz Killington over here.
This was from a private news email.
Oh, yeah.
Newsletters are becoming more of a thing.
Yeah.
The trouble is they do use puns a lot, but I'm not going to sign up for 400 different news emails just to...
Well, you're either committed to the show or you're not.
Either way, this pun. Vaccine. I'm begging of you, please just take this jab.
Ah,
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah.
That said, I added an extra vaccine in there because they only had 3,
Yeah.
which ruins it.
If you're going to do it properly.
Yeah, exactly. Going back to the UK, who now have, apparently, a vaccine they're going to start rolling out. Front page of the Daily Mirror. What a shot in the arm for Britain.
Yeah.
I mean,
Look, where does the expression shot in the arm come from anyway?
Good point.
yeah.
Yeah,
Is it even a pun?
Yeah. Is it just what's happening?
It's a bit too literal, I think.
Now, the other thing about Britain is they're currently embarking on a tiered restriction system, which has put the restart of non-league football over there into doubt.
Uh-huh.
So the headline on the back of the Daily Mirror, fears for tears.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that works.
Like that band.
And that was puns from around the world and mostly England, as usual.
Olé!
Definitely from English-speaking countries.
Yeah.
Imagine if we did a whole round where Cherry just did a bunch of puns.
For this, you have to know that in Japanese, the word for sweat is also very similar to...
Oh no, Japanese language puns.
Oh, great.
Because of the way kanji work, there are a lot of
like visual puns.
visual puns, or like
Yeah.
the one kanji rip can represent multiple things.
Yeah.
So there's a really common like Japanese image meme I used to see a lot, which was a person playing fire extinguisher like a saxophone. I just had to go and look it up because it was really shitting me that I didn't understand this joke. And what it is that the kanji for musical instrument and fire extinguisher are the same.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's the sort of content we could be having.
Yeah.
Puns around the world.
If you actually wanted to take it around the world.
Yeah. Story number 2 from Business Insider Australia, which I always forget exists. An anti-gay Hungarian politician has resigned after being caught by the police fleeing a 25-man orgy through a window. Josef Sager resigned on Sunday after he admitted to breaching Belgium's strict lockdown rules to attend a sex party, Politico reported on Tuesday. The police found 25 naked men at the gathering, including Sager and some diplomats, the Belgian newspaper Le Dernier reported. The newspaper quoted a local police source as saying, "We interrupted a gangbang."
It's so funny because that would be his second language.
So you're going to wonder, did he say it in English or did someone translate it? And what's the Belgian word for gangbang?
I want to know if he said it at a press conference or if it was like, off the record, so it was just really enthusiastic. Like, oh, we interrupted a gangbang.
Oh, sick, bruz.
Great night. Top night.
Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban's government has curtailed LGBTQ plus rights since he was elected Prime Minister in 2010. Sager, who fronted Fidesz in the European Parliament, helped rewrite Hungary's constitution to protect the institution of marriage as the union between a man and a woman, the Times of London reported. Sager on Tuesday said, "I deeply regret violating the COVID restrictions. It was irresponsible on my part. I'm ready to stand for the fine that occurs."
That is not what anyone's unhappy about.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's an issue in the story, certainly. It's not the first thing that came to my head.
No.
Also, can I just ask, so was this in Hungary or in Belgium?
It happened in Belgium,
But he's Hungarian.
He's Hungarian.
he's a Hungarian politician, but this occurred in Belgium.
Okay.
I'm willing to entertain like a parallel universe where it happened in Hungary for pun purposes.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
But I also feel like a sex party in Belgium is way better than a sex party in Hungary.
I don't know anything about either of those places, really, so...
Trust me.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Do you feel like, or do you have experience?
I don't have enough experience to make the complete call, but I am confident in my opinion. Hungarian listeners, please by all means correct me. Belgian listeners, what up?
Ferris, can you read out your quality puns?
Okay. Secret passion leaves Sagier breathless, aching, hot, with a dry cough, fatigue, and a loss of taste and smell. Lifelong political career goes down the drain pipe over the fire escape and through a hole in the fence. And Hungarian politicians managed to keep 6 feet apart, remaining 42 feet interrupted before their turn.
Lisa.
This isn't a very long pun, but you have to imagine it's to the tune of the song Hungry Eyes. Hungry ass.
I really like that one.
It looks really funny written down. Maybe I'll tweet it. A politician found in a sexually compromising position? Oh, gee. Hungarian politician is a real booty pest.
I'm glad you went with that.
Like,
I had one that was about a butter pest. And I was like, oh, maybe he's like suggesting they use oil instead of lube. Like, it got really long.
Did it?
It did.
Ooh. Alex.
Finally, a politician who's not afraid to face a big issue. Bunga populist minister accused of infidelity. Hungary hypocrite. Homophobic Polly caught in four-way action to see who can swallow the most balls.
oh, the imagery on that one.
I always have to wonder, as much fun as Hungry Hippos looked in the ads, like that's like 10 minutes of fun before you're bored, tops, surely.
I mean, at the top level. Sure. But when you're a little kid, it takes quite a long time
Okay.
to secure all the balls.
Okay, in second place with 2 points, the judge has awarded Lisa with Hungry Ass.
Yes!
Putting her on 5 points.
I love it when the first one I think of gets somewhere.
And in first place, with 3 points, Alex with Hungry Hypocrite.
Yeah, that was good.
Homophobic colleague called in four-way action to see who can swallow the most balls.
Still in the game.
Putting you on 3 points. So a score check. Alex on 3 points, Ferris on 3 points. Lisa in the lead on 5.
Ooh.
As we come to story number 3, not a bonus round. Only one pun available.
Oh.
God.
I
Controversial.
assumed there would be multiple here.
I went looking. I couldn't find them, weirdly.
Yeah.
So story number 3 from Yahoo News, which I really ought to look at more often. I'm sure they have more puns. Hit miniseries The Queen's Gambit has led to a surge of interest in chess, with one popular website registering millions of new players and academies reporting unprecedented demand. Netflix said the show, which follows the turbulent career of a fictional female child prodigy in the 1950s and 60s, has become its most watched ever and is currently the #1 ranked program in 63 countries. Gaming site chess.com said the series had prompted a wave of interest, already peaked by the pandemic and top-flight chess players appearing on the Twitch gaming platform, with new daily registrations up 400%. Since the release of The Queen's Gambit, we have seen roughly 2.5 million new members join, the website's Nick Barton told AFP. Worldwide, Google reported searches for chess are at their highest level in 14 years. It is just the latest burst of popularity for a game that is believed to have originated in India in the 7th century and was played and occasionally banned by medieval European kings, before becoming more established in the late 1800s.
Do you want to hear a fun bit of terminology that I came across in this story but couldn't get a pun out of?
Yes?
The word zugzwang.
Yeah, the best.
It is a situation in which the obligation to make a move in one's turn is a serious, often decisive disadvantage.
Oh.
That's a real zugzwang.
I think we should start using the word zugzwang outside of chess more.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I was going to get into this, going to start, dating this girl, but, it would have turned into a real zugzwang.
Yeah.
As in you would have needed to make the first move and that would have put you at a
Like
disadvantage?
you're forced to.
Yeah. It would be a preferable scenario if I could just not move at all and have things remain static for a minute longer.
Okay, I can see it. Yeah, I can see how that
Yeah.
would work.
And if only I was a bishop.
Now, Alex, you're a board game person. You enjoy games.
Yes.
Are you aware of the concept, or at least the opinion that I've read several times now, that in passing, that chess is not actually a very good game, in the sense that it too often finishes in a stalemate?
I've never come across that, but I don't really like chess that much.
Okay.
I find it kind of. It looks like it was invented in India in the 7th century.
Yeah, I could believe that. I feel like the state of gameology and gamification has increased so much that you could tell me actually chess isn't terribly well balanced or whatever, and I'd be like, yeah, probably not.
Yeah, I mean, that's the knock I've seen against it most often, is that if two people are playing at a high level and don't make any mistakes, if it ends in a tie, that's not necessarily a well-designed game, is the idea.
So it's overly complicated noughts and crosses.
Kind of, yeah.
You know what never ends in a tie and is a far better game? Mousetrap.
Good point.
Yeah.
How many times do you think I've set up the trap in Mousetrap, and how many times do you think I've actually played Mousetrap?
Oh,
12 and 1.
I've never played Mousetrap. I've just set up the trap.
I have used the components from Mousetrap for other things often, but I've never played a full game of Mousetrap.
I will say, this pun is something of a chess deep cut.
Ooh.
So I'm not sure if anyone's going to get it.
Oh no.
Okay.
It's a deep cut, but it's also it's there. You can see it. but it's kind of a deep cut. So this might just come down to who has the most puns.
Oh, no.
Not me then. Great.
Zingzway. What was the word we were talking about earlier?
Zugzway.
Zugzway. I wasn't as silly as I thought.
Who would like to get this round off?
I'll jump in.
Sure.
And I thought this was a good one. This was a good bet until you said what you just did. Gambit pays off.
No, incorrect. It would have been good, but yeah.
Only getting into chess now. Rookie mistake.
Hold on, just putting the finishing touches on this one. Queen's Gambit, neither a Zugzwang nor a Zugsmiss.
A fine vintage on that one.
Ferris.
I wrote this pun, and then I was thinking of the other popular Netflix series, The Crown, and had it in my head that show was called The Queen.
Oh, I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've rejigged it a little bit, but you can see how it works better originally. New Netflix series overtakes The Crown as the Queen moves in odd direction.
Netflix show Castling a Light on Old Game. So castling is...
Yeah.
It consists of moving the king 2 squares along the first rank towards a rook on the player's first rank.
Yes.
You don't have to quote it if you don't know what those words mean, by the way.
You don't know that I'm not a chess grandmaster.
Is it a deeper chess cut than castling?
Yes.
Ooh,
Ooh, okay. All right.
that's as deep as I've got.
Millions stuck at home, get bored.
Watch it with a mate.
Have you listened to the soundtrack of The Queen's Gambit? It's called A Little Night Music.
Netflix makes it rain, cashes checks.
Christmas season sees a rise in chestnuts.
Good.
Nice.
Very good.
That's really nice.
Netflix originally didn't want the series and tried to pawn it off on someone else.
Big audience for opening night opening.
New Netflix series sees audience captured.
New fans find joy in chess. The lead in the show is Anya Taylor-Joy.
Home isolation, a boon for the porn industry.
Nice.
In keeping with our actors thing, leading lady learned from her co-star, now eager to share game with others. Anya Taylor's joy as more fans join Bill's camp.
Oh, God.
Good.
Yep.
It's like a fine watch.
Netflix must have gotten a sizable check, mate. The reaction I was after?
Alex is looking confused at his phone.
I must not have finished typing that.
I love those. What does it say?
Oh yes, yeah. It was just missing one word. Keyword though. You'll see. Pasty Englishman becomes internet sensation after rook roll.
Wait, is he English?
Yeah.
Rick Astley is English.
Yeah.
I assume so. He looks English.
I thought he was.
He looks very English.
Yeah,
does.
I think he is English, yeah.
Period piece said once upon a time.
Huh. I will say, like, I know people, obviously everyone's seen the clip to Never Gonna Give You Up, but I do love in that clip how they have to get a black dude who can do, like, incredible acrobatic dancing
Yes.
to hang out in the clip and dance, because all Rick Astley can do is kind of just, like,
Shimmy.
wobble his arms side to side and shimmy.
Yeah. So it'll cut from Rick Astley doing extremely white person at a wedding dance to a black person doing a literal standing backflip behind the bar.
Yeah.
Which only really draws attention to it.
But
Yeah.
but he's doing that because he's listening to Rick Astley play and he's like, this is good.
Like I'm so inspired by Rick Astley.
Yeah.
Hey, some people can sing, some people can flip. It's not like, they didn't put him on backing vocals either.
Chess rising in popularity. That's a turn up for the Rooks.
Netflix exec quizzed on biggest ever claim. I'll have to check, mate.
Fans thinking they'll be experts, a bear king up the wrong tree.
A bear king.
Bear king
Yes.
is when your king is exposed. That is the term.
Oh, okay.
Oh, a bear, like B-A-R-E.
Yes.
I thought you meant like a bear, like
Yeah,
he's
the
like-
king of the forest.
Yeah.
It's bear king.
It's like when you got one of those fancy chess sets. Did you see it like gaming shops where they're all made out of
Probably.
pewter?
I bet I could get one where the king is like a bear with a crown.
Yeah.
Listeners, somebody whittle that for me.
I wish that was my pet. Oh, okay. I think I'm out.
Oh.
Is it something like Netflix fishering for new fans? Okay, so it's not a Bobby Fischer pun.
No.
Netflix show depicts 7th century games and attitudes.
All right.
Online streaming leads to widespread porn addiction.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Like, Lisa, you're out?
Yep.
Okay, Lisa's out.
Sex, history, and drama. Queen's Gambit, a real porn cocktail.
7 episodes makes for a big night in.
Nice.
Mercury rising on Hot Queen's Gambit. I'm I'm not 100% sure what I meant there.
I love those.
But past me knows his puns, so I assure you it's there.
I assume it wasn't a reference to that Bruce Willis movie.
May well have been.
It's one of those ones where he's got the
He's got the kid who has the codes that's going to stop a nuclear war.
Yeah, or
He's got
something.
to protect the kid.
Hudson Hawk, yeah. Yeah, I've seen that.
Chess sales increase as more viewers encounter Gambit.
What's a famous streaming service? It's not Netflix.
Stan.
Stan,
Thank you.
Yahoo.
Binge.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Binge.
Thanks for those suggestions.
Hulu.
Prime.
Queen's Gambit ratings raising eyebrows with Her Highness.
Netflix series has all the right moves.
Nice.
Chess.com experiences unprecedented torrent of interest after unprecedented interest of torrents.
New series hits worldwide, but Italy remains out for anti-Sicilian sentiments. Apparently there is a style of chess or a tactic of chess called the Sicilian, and there is the counter move, the anti-Sicilian.
Okay.
Queen's show gets king-size ratings.
Netflix producers basking in their glory.
Yep. We all get that?
Yep.
I assume. Chess.com claims hack after servers swamped. Plays the classic Australian Census Bureau defense.
Story of a woman caught between a rook and a hard place.
Director pays tribute to his actors and technical chess advisors. It all comes down to great castling.
Netflix and brilliancy.
Chess show setting box office records. First it knocked Kasparov and now reaches Endgame.
I think I'm out on this, honestly. A classic caser following the trends. It is a goddess of chess.
No. Is it Kesa?
Quesadilla. Sorry.
It's just word associating.
I just want to be included.
Alex.
Yeah, sorry, I'm running a pun.
He's doing the work, Lisa.
I put all of my effort into hungry ass.
Hang on, Alex, are you on the edge as well?
Am I on the edge?
Yeah.
I wouldn't describe myself as on the edge. Come on, that's a bit. But, I'd like some more.
What's the definition of on the edge, Cherry? Can you explain?
Like 1 or 2 puns left.
Yeah, I suppose.
Chess.com hopes it's sustainable and not just another Grandmaster flash in the pan.
Jesus.
I'll give it to him on that. That was worth it.
Okay. Who started the round?
I think I did.
Okay, so Alex, you need one more.
Okay. COVID era show avoids hand contact, gives chest bump. This one fairly deep cut in. I don't know. How famous is the book on Chesapeake Bay?
It's
Not very.
familiar, but I couldn't tell you what it's about.
I'll go with a different one. Chess.com welcomes newcomers. ELO, ELO, ELO.
God.
I didn't get it.
ELO rating. It's your
Your ranking in chess.
yeah.
Chess is so boring.
Something about it being ladies' night.
The thing is, Alex, you've actually got most number of puns, which makes you the winner of this
yes.
first game back of Punwatch.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I just want to. Is it? Haven't
so
completely
close.
worked it out yet, right? But rival streaming services ruining a pass on the Queen's Gambit.
Ooh, that is good.
It's good. It's not correct.
Fuck, what's this deep cut? I'd like to know.
The pun we were looking for. Queen's Gambit accepted. Hit show sparks chess frenzy. Queen's Gambit accepted is a famous play in chess.
That is a deep cut.
Yeah.
It is a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never would have got there. I thought I was pretty good with whatever I had about the Gambit. Gambit encountered.
Yeah.
Do we know what a Queen's Gambit accepted is?
I have no idea. I couldn't explain it to you. But Queen's Gambit declined is another play as well. So it is like it makes sense as a pun. Anyway, chess is weird. Alex, you're the winner with 6 points to Lisa's 5 and Ferris's 3.
Oh, I was very worried about that after that first round. I thought I was strong, and then you guys blew me out of the water.
I was so close, Alex. Yeah. I can't help but feel this is going to put a wedge in our friendship.
Anyway, it's Punwatch. It's back. Woo!
Yeah, never really left, but also,
Kind of did.
Yeah.
It sounded like shit for quite a while there.
It's really nice to be in the same room and see you guys again and also do the podcast. And also there's a dog here and it's nice.
There is a dog here. He was annoying Lisa during the recording.
Never annoying. Dogs are always good.
You just had to shove him off the couch because he was being annoying.
That's okay. I have to do that. I have to do that all the time.
We are The Consumption, and you can find more Consumption stuff at theconsumption.net, including our other podcast, Fatal Launch, which is about failed television parts. There's a bunch of other crap on that website. And but if you'd like to support us, there's also a Patreon. If you jump on the Patreon, you will get podcast a day earlier than everyone else. It's not much. It's a day, but you know.
You can walk into the bar and, you know, with the confidence that you have listened to the episode first, you have all the jokes already.
You'll make them all sorry.
We're also going to start putting the podcast up on YouTube as well if you prefer to consume your podcast that way, which apparently people do.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
So can they now?
That was an excellent
Yes.
pun. Thank you, Al.
Yes,
Al
Ferris.
got it. The game's never over.
Either way, thank you to Lisa.
You're welcome. It's good to be back.
Yeah. Thank you, Ferris.
Yes, I'm taking my pants off as soon as we stop recording.
Thank you, carryover champ, Alex.
Thank you. It is good to be back on top.
I'll kill you.
And thank you to you for listening.